And what it does is it adds a little texture. It'll take a minute or so for it to work. And it might be too dry.
What kind of salt are you using?
Function, just table salt.
Oh, just
But you can use kosher salt or whatever it might be. So that'll take a minute or so. And the effect it'll create is this. And this is pretty subtle. But you see how there's like little specks underneath here? It's kind of like just creates some speckles. It's again just causing little interruptions in an otherwise continual pattern to break it up. As if light is dancing around in there. So that is an option for you there. Okay. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to dry these trees. I'm going to put a couple marks on one of the trees so you can see it right to the end. You go back, try it, and then we still have two more to do if we need to come back, and if I need to do another demo on those, I will. Because I mean, it's taken me years to kind of get the timing down on this, but you might get it today on the first try. You never know. So before you put the dark marks on, the tree has to be totally dry, or it will just blur and ruin all the good stuff you have. And by drying the salt here, it ruins the effect. So you won't see that too much. It's working just slightly there. Okay, I think we're good enough. I mean, it just barely worked there. If you're going to frame a piece if you've used salt in there, you got to make sure you wipe all the salt off, or it will fall to the bottom of the glass and the mat, and then you'll see it sitting there, and you'll want to take the frame apart, but not feel like doing that. And, whoops. Excuse me. There it is. I could do a demo with more salt later if you want to see it really work. It doesn't work with all colors. Okay, so then I take a small round brush and I mix up the same color I used for the shadow, but even thicker. Hardly any water. Real thick and dark, a deep violet, maybe burnt sienna in there. Something real thick. And I use the side of the brush now. I don't use the point. Use the side. And this is where I swoop downward at the bottom, straight across in the middle, and upward at the top. If my line of sight, depending on where I want my line of sight to approximately be on the painting. So I just start like this, a few of these here, come up in the middle. And I don't put too many on the sunlit side because you don't want to darken that. You need to keep that white alive. A little bit is okay, maybe to break through some of these hard lines. But otherwise, just a few marks on there. And then it's a little darker at the bottom. So I'll add a few more down there. And I will accent the upside down V on a couple of these a little bit more. Maybe one's coming around the side of the tree right here, like that. And that's going to be. So then I'll step back with that, and you see how that really makes the sunlight just pop right out. And the farther back you go, the better it is almost.
Yeah.
It really comes alive. So that's one of the most exciting parts of painting for me, is making the light come alive. All right, so I'll do this other one just as a quick review, and then we can go give it a try. So I've got thick paint, side of the brush, loop downward at the bottom, more straight across in the middle, and don't cover the tree, just a few places. Open over on the top.
Really a light touch.
A light touch, yep. And where the trees have peeled off, you don't see these dark marks. That's actually ripped off in the bark, so I don't do it on there. Maybe just a couple spots here and there. But don't have to overthink that either. Just let's put one of these marks kind of right in the center here, just for something different. Like that. And I don't draw it on, just kind of have it haphazard, and it will look much better. Okay, darker down there. You can, if you're real fancy, you can, if this rip of bark is pretty deep, you can put a slight little line on one side of it, and it'll look like a shadow under there. It's fun to play with that. You can soften that line. Maybe there's something like that. Do you see how that kind of functions?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not rocket science. It's way harder than rocket science.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's way easier. So give that a try. We still have a couple more demos if we need at the end. Otherwise.